This EPB Classic Rerun is brought to you by Calvert and Nunn Insurance in Glasgow. Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Ashley with news. Remember to listen closely because we will have another challenge question this week. A newly discovered comet that will pass within 10 million miles of Earth in late March may be visible with the plain eye. The comet should appear high in the sky late the month and during much of April. The hurting cluster of ice and dust is officially designated comet 1996 V2. It was discovered February 1st by UG, an anometer astronomer in Japan who sighted it using binoculars. By March 28th, it might be bright enough to be seen from any urban setting. Astronomers expect the comet to dim early April as it moves from the Earth, but to bright by late April as it gets closer to the Sun, reaching a likely maximum brightness in around April 27th. Now to international news. It hardly seems possible, but Hong Kong became even more crowded in 1995. Last year's population growth was the highest since 1980. Hong Kong was already one of the world's most crowded places. It had an average of 14,547 people. Squeezed into each square mile. That compares with an average population density of around 962 per square mile in Rhode Island. Britain and Ireland set a date for Northern Ireland peace talks and waited to see whether the Irish Republican Army chooses to continue bombing or have its allies take seats at the negotiating table February 9th. The IRA, fed up with the slow progress toward talks, cut off the ceasefire progress toward ceasefire and set off a bomb in East London. Prospects for peace seemed to collapse under the renewed violence. But in a dramatic turnaround yesterday, Prime Minister John Major of Britain and Irish leader John Bruton announced in London that talks would begin June 10th. Turning sweet 16 last week, Chelsea Clinton was offered 3 cars for her birthday, but President Clinton and his wife Hillary Clinton turned them down. To radio stations called the White House with offers to send Chelsea cars, but that she's old enough to drive. A third bought a 1978 Oldsmobile and sent it to Washington. All 3 offers were politely declined by White House staff. Before Chelsea arrived home from school, the White House did not say that Clinton gave Chelsea for her birthday. Under pressure from Washington, the television industry is planning to announce that it will develop a rating system similar to the one already in place for movies for all its entertaining programs by the start of next year. Earlier this month, Clinton signed a telecommunications act that will require television manufacturers to begin installing a so-called V-chip that will allow parents to use the ratings to block programs they don't want their children to watch. In the meantime, the TV leaders are expected to issue a statement binding them to a self-rating system similar to the use of letters that classify movies from G to NC-17. Viewers will begin seeing the ratings no later than next January. And now to Matt with sports.
Hi, I'm Matt Pettigale with sports. I'd like to do an interesting bit of news about the Olympics. A man named Wade Miller called the Olympic office in Atlanta to order tickets for the volleyball games. Things were going fine until he told the ticket salesperson that his address was in Santa Fe, New Mexico. He told him that she couldn't sell tickets to someone who lives outside the United States. Miller told her he was calling from New Mexico. Not Mexico. Sir, she said, New Mexico, Old Mexico. It doesn't matter. You still have to go through your own nation. Miller asked to speak to a supervisor. Miller said there is a state called New Mexico. It's a beautiful state with mountains, snow, and trees. That supervisor suggested that he should contact the Mexican Olympic Committee. Miller asked, what if I told you I live in Colorado, California, Arizona, Texas, or Oklahoma? The supervisor said that would be no problem. Well, said Miller, New Mexico is right in between all of those states. Miller finally got the tickets, but only because he mailed them to Arizona, where he has a second home. In other Olympic news, a high school cheerleading squad from Kentucky will perform at the Olympics. Kentucky is one state that has a lot of good squads. Green Oaks County squad will perform at Atlanta this summer as an example of American culture. In pro sports, I'd like to talk about a baseball player. This week, Ryan Glasgow, he might need camp more to unwind from the off season than to prepare for the baseball season. He kept in shape and busy this winter by surfing, scuba diving, hunting, and going on police raids with the Palm Beach SWAT team. If the Braves sign him to a guaranteed contract, it may prohibit his more dangerous hobbies, so he's decided he better enjoy his hobbies this winter while he still can. Now to college basketball. Regular seasons are ending and March Madness is beginning for WKU, who has already played and lost to Southwest Louisiana in the Sun Belt. There will be no March basketball games. The final score was 98-94. U of L lost their last regular season game to the number 2 team in the nation, UMass. They missed the last-second three-pointer that would have tied the game. Final score 62-59. They will still be playing in March, however, in the Conference USA tournament and hopefully the NCAA tournament. UK stomped Vanderbilt in their last regular season game, 101-63, to sweep the SEC undefeated. They will go to play in the SEC tournament and hopefully the NCAA tournament in March. Do you know who invented basketball? It was James Naismith, just over 100 years ago. In 1891, Naismith was supervising kids at the YMCA, but the kids were restless. Snow covered their football fields, and they were stuck in a gym. Naismith needed a new game, not too rough to play indoors, but still fun. He had an idea. If the new game didn't involve running, while holding the ball in your hands, there would be no tackling. So he decided that the players would dribble or bounce the ball on the floor and shoot it into a goal. The first goals were wooden peach baskets nailed on balcony railings at each end of the gym. The game was a success. It was meant to entertain one group of kids on a few snowy days, but soon it became a popular sport. For lots of kids. In local sports, we have a video to show you. When we started HVE this year, football season was already over. So we asked Coach Eubank, coach of the Scotties football team, for a tape that we could show you. Here now is some video shot at the homecoming football game.
Yes. Bradley around pushing down, he's just popping it outside. Coach Roy, make sure our defensive... Get on it! Air ball. What, Coach? Coach. Yeah, that's why I said foot left. Somebody, we should have had that one too.
No carry, 0.
Coach Keating went down inside.
In other sports, U of L lost at a last-second shot to UMass, 62-59. UK Kiel Vandy 101-63. And WKU seasons is over ends at Little Rock. Southwest Louisiana beat WKU 98-94. The Scotty men's season is over. Practice for next year's season starts in 3 weeks. The Scotty ladies won the district tournament and now go on to play Franklin Simpson in the regional tournament Saturday night at 8:15 p.m. at Barron County Gym. First ever district tournament win by Lady Scotties. Scotty spring sports: baseball, softball, tennis, and track. And I give the Squish Ball Award to Vanderbilt. In Little League tournament finals, in the NBA, first place goes to Cavaliers. Mavericks won second place in the NBA. In ABA, the Pacers come out with first place, and the Jazz with second place. In the Little League season rankings, NBA and the Warriors come first place in the NBA. The Knicks was second place, and the Mavericks with third place. In the ABA, the Nuggets won first place. Also in the ABA, the Hornets came with second place, and the Pacers came with third place. Kiwanis Girls Tournament. The Bulls come in first place, Magic in second place, and Cardinals in third place. League rankings. Bulls are first, Cardinals second, Suns were third. Little League baseball sign-ups are March 1st, 8th, 11th, and 12th. 7th, 8th, 11th, and 12th. 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Glasgow Recreation Department at the Glasgow Recreation Department. Kiwanis Girls softball sign-ups March 4th through March 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Glasgow Recreation Department. Our guest today is from Glasgow Recreation Department. And in case you want to know, here's what the trophy looks like for Little League. Now to Ashley with more news.
Governor Paul Patton will ask the legislature to add money to his own budget for 60 additional social workers to protect abused and neglected children. But social workers and a child advocate urged Patton to find money for even more workers to investigate and handle the growing number of children protective service cases. Caseloads higher than allowed by the state law, low salaries and resulting high turnovers among social workers and inadequate training and supervising all contribute to problems within the department. Philip Jones, a child protective service supervisor in Somerset, was pleased with Patton's decision. Yesterday, but hopes the governor will continue to look for more money. In Kentucky news, 3 men accused of conspiring to steal cave formations and vandalizing part of Mammoth Cave National Park entered giving police Thursday in federal court in Bowling Green. The 3 were indicted of conspiring to steal cave formations and artifacts, and vandalizing Crystal Cave in Mammoth Cave National Park between April 13th and June 8th, 1995. The Park Service has set the value of destroyed cave formations at $270,000. The three men could face a maximum of 35 to 45 years in prison and a $1 million in fines. Glasgow Dogs Awareness in Glasgow schools will host the annual Dogs Walk on Saturday, March 16. This event began several years ago and continues to present a commitment by children to take a stand against drugs, to walk away from the dangers they present. All Glasgow students in grade K through 5 are invited to join in walking from the square to South Green Elementary School. If you have questions, call Pat Rogers, 651-9712, Glasgow Middle School. The Derby Festival, Spelling Bee, sponsored by Business First of Louisville and Kentucky from Vernon. Bob Skates' local agent was held at 7 p.m. on March 4th at Happy Valley School. The participants were winners from each city and country school. The winner will advance the state Derby Festival. Spelling Bee held in Louisville in April. The first place winner was Daniel Pettigo from high school, and second place was Chris Deaton from Happy Valley. And now to Ashton with weather.
Hi, I'm Ashton Burgers with weather. This week in weather, there has been a battle between warm and cold air across much of the nation, and we have certainly felt it in our area. One day it is warm enough to play outside without a jacket, and the next day we need a heavy coat to go outside. Cold air held its ground in the new eastern states as they received light to moderate snowfall this week. The southern states have received warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico. This meeting of warm and cold air has produced lots of rain, and we've received our share of that this week, too. Another thing we've received this week is wind. We can certainly tell March is here. This week is storm preparedness week across Kentucky. Our school had a tornado drill this past Tuesday, so we could practice what to do in case a tornado warning was issued. We checked some temperatures of other places in the world. This week we decided we might want to escape the March wind, rain, and cold of Kentucky to visit Barbados, where the highs reached 86 this week. Then, since Sky Butler in Kentucky, Ski Gatlinburg, and team were where we thought we could visit Oslo to ski. The temperature there was 32 degrees. Well, back to local weather. Locally this week, expect sunny skies tomorrow, but temperatures in the 30s. Today, mostly cloudy with the highs with the lows near 20 degrees and the highs near 30. Saturday, partly sunny. At the lows of 20s to 25s and the highs of 40s to 45s. Sunday, partly sunny also. At the lows of 30s to and the highs of 45. Now let's take a look at the national weather map. In Washington, showers to 60 degrees and 50 degrees. In California, 70 degrees. Nevada, in 80s. Arizona, the 70 degrees. New Mexico, the 50s. Montana, the 30s. Texas, the 50s. North Dakota, the 34 degrees. Minnesota, 20 degrees. Florida and Vera Beach, showers and 89 degrees, snow flurries at 20 degrees. Now to Ashley with people personnel. Now to Ashley with the challenge questions.
The challenge question of the week. What city did we mention that is getting very crowded? Email us your answer before you show it over. Now to Emily with people personalities.
Hi, I'm Emily Russell with People Personalities. Today I'll be interviewing Debbie Jones. How long have you worked at the Glasgow Recreation Department, and could you tell us about some of your responsibilities?
Yes, Emily. As of February 23rd of this year, I have been with the Glasgow Recreation Department for 15 years full-time. However, I did work 4 summers while I was in college before actually being employed. I am the assistant director of the department, and my jobs involve organizing and conducting various programs that we offer, such as our volleyball, and I also do some of the administrative work, such as the billing and hiring of new personnel.
What do you like most and least about your job?
I'm one of the lucky ones. There's very little that I don't like about my job. Matter of fact, it's hard for me to think of anything that I do not like. What I like the most is that I get to work with a very wide segment of the population. For example, unlike some of your teachers who work with either like a 2nd or 3rd grade, I get to work with people from the ages of 4 through 90 years old. And we do various different types of activities, therefore I never get bored or nothing ever gets old in my job. But if I have to pick something that I like the least, I guess it would be having to do the paperwork on really nice days when I'd rather be outside working in the parks.
How many people work at the Recreation Department, and when are the facilities open?
Right now we have 14 full-time employees, and that includes Mr. Oshel Tuck, who is our recreation director, who has been employed for over 40 years. We also have 3 full-time part-time employees who work year-round. However, they do not work 40 hours a week, so they are considered part-time. During the summer, we do hire 27 additional employees to help us at the pool and to maintain the parks. The facilities, such as the Recreation Center on the square, are open every day, Monday through Friday, from 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. And then on the weekends, we do allow for the Recreation Center and the Larrabee Mitchell Clubhouse to be rented for activities such as family reunions, anniversary dinners, so they are open for those activities as well. The park during the summer are open from 7 in the morning until 10:30 at night.
I have a triple question for you. What are some of the main activities you provide, and how do I find out what activities are happening and when, and do you publish a newsletter?
We have a wide variety of activities that go on. Some of our main ones include the Kiwanis basketball program that you all mentioned earlier. It just finished up, but we also have adult softball programs, girls Kiwanis softball. We have volleyball programs that we offer men, women, and co-ed. We have tennis lessons, swimming lessons, aerobics, gymnastics, country and western dancing. That's just to name a few. To find out about the activities we have, each year in January, we publish a tentative scheduling program. which lists all the programs that we do offer and their tentative starting dates. To obtain one of these programs, all you need to do is drop by our office at the Recreation Center on the square, and if you would like to call anytime between 8 and 4, we're available to answer any questions you may have. And at least 2 weeks prior to any program starting, we do advertise it in the paper, and both the Daily Times and the Barron County Progress are very good about publishing this type of information. Concerning our newsletter, that is something we have not done in the past, but something we are looking forward to doing, and we're planning on starting that this summer.
We visited Mrs. Jones this week and saw some of the activities. Let's cut to that video now, please. Here it's hard. Step on the scaffold. Then they climb it. I'm Emily Russell.
And I'm Matthew Pittiger
We're here at the Recreation Department.
with Debbie Jones and Oshel Tuck.
We just saw the lights being changed at the metal gym on Liberty Street.
Now we're going to the Larrabee Mutual Clubhouse.
And some guys playing pool and their teacher Matt how to play.
Matt, I'm going to cue the ball to make that ball and bring the cue ball over here so you have a straighter shot. Okay, now, we'll try to make the 13 up there in that corner and get the cue ball up here somewhere where you can have a better shot at it, okay? I didn't do it, but I got the cue ball where it needs to be. Lower your rear hand. Then, okay. Nope. Wait a minute. Now. That was better action we done.
Also found a place where the Quilters Club meets.
We just missed them, but we saw some of the quilts they made. We also found some of the ceramic teachers.
And here are some of the finished products.
And this is the place where they bake the ceramics.
It's called a kiln, Emily. You want to get in?
Is there anything new about the Recreation Department that we can see in the future?
Yes, we're very excited. We've got some new programming coming up. One of the most recent is going to be our Fast Pitch Girls Kiwanis softball program that we're signing up for now. This is a program that's going to be available for 14 and under, 12 and under, and 10 and under girls. We're also offering an 18 and under Fast Pitch Girls League this summer. We also have coming up in October a biddy basketball program that's going to be for 5, 6, 7, and 8-year-old boys. We are also planning some special events which will include having the 16 and under and 18 and under girls state slow pitch softball tournaments. We are also going to have an Anything Goes competition that's for adults, but we want all the children to come and watch. It's along the scale, but not quite as strenuous as the American Gladiator competitions. We're going to be having competitions in softball, volleyball, horseshoe pitching, base running, swimming, and softball pitching, plus a tug of war.
Here's another triple question. What programs are offered for school-age kids in the summer, and how do you get about signing up for them, and can anyone sign up to participate?
We have several programs that are geared toward children in the summer, but because we know, even though we all look forward to summer, sometimes when you sit at home you get bored. So we try to schedule several different type of activities that would find your interest. Again, this would include our girls Kiwanis softball program, both fast pitch and slow pitch. We also have tennis lessons available, swimming lessons, and a summer day camp. If you're interested in any of these programs, all you need to do is, again, call our office. Our number is 651-3811. We are located in the telephone book, or stop by the Glasgow Recreation Department. There is one hitch, however. In mid-April, as soon as the weather turns nice, we're like you. We like to get out in the parks. So our office does move in mid-April down to the Gorn Park office where the tennis courts are. So in order to sign up for such programs such as the tennis, swimming, and day camp, you will need to go to the Gorn Park office to register there. And again, call before you come, and that way you'll know exactly where we are. And as far as whether anybody can participate, yes, anybody of any age can participate. We highly suggest you come. I think these would be programs you would enjoy. Some of our programs, however, are age restricted. For example, Emily, your age cannot play in the adult softball leagues because you have to be 15 years and older in order to participate. But we do have programs that are the same or similar to for people of all ages. So we'd like for you to come check them out.
Do you offer any programs for adults that we didn't see on the tape? And do you have time to participate in any of these activities yourself?
Yes, we do. We have several programs for adults. You all were in the gym where you could see where the volleyball net was, but we also do have the adult softball leagues, which we have men, church, and co-ed offered. We have a kung fu class that is open to individuals. Plus we have country and western dance, clogging, and square dancing. Adults also have their own tennis league in the summer, and they can come to an adult swim at the pool.
Did you play in a league sponsored by the Recreation Department when you were 10?
Unfortunately, I was from Columbus, Indiana, and was living there when I was 10-year-old, and we didn't have the programs or the opportunities to involve in the variety of programs that you have today. So therefore, I think that's one reason why I and those that work with me strive so hard to provide programming for youth of your ages, simply because we didn't have the opportunities to take advantage of them like you all do today.
What are the benefits to children who participate in the programs offered by the department?
The benefits are many, but three major benefits that come to my mind. The first one is that you can socialize and have a good time with your friends that you have now, and it also provides an opportunity for you to meet new friends. And a lot of the times the relationships that you form while participating in these type of programs will last a lifetime. Secondly, it provides you, it's a good source for exercise, and it promotes a healthy lifestyle and physical fitness, which again I hope you will continue into your latter years. And lastly, it also promotes self-esteem and self-confidence. It gives you a chance to get out and show what you can do and compete against yourself, not necessarily against others, to attain the goals you like, and this provides you with skills that you can use later on in life also.
What did you do to prepare for this job, and what would we need to study if we were interested in a job like yours?
One of the first things that I did that I hope you'll also take advantage of is that when I was able to and the programs were available, I got into the programs that were offered. I did play softball, I played tennis, I played basketball and volleyball. This gave me a first-hand knowledge of how these sports were handled and what was the best way of organizing them. I also, and I highly suggest that you finish high school, get your high school education, and then come to the Recreation Department. We're always looking for summer help. We need people to help us with the parks. That's what I did when I first started going to college. During the summer, I worked with the Recreation Department. It gave me first-hand knowledge of what goes on behind the scenes. Everybody can watch a basketball game or aerobics or gymnastics on TV, but when you're actually involved with putting it on, it's a whole different outlook on it. And then if you have the opportunity to go to college, as I was fortunate enough to do, take some classes in recreation and physical education. Again, this gives you a background knowledge of how to do it, and also keeps you current with the new trends that are going on in recreation, because recreation, like any other field, is constantly changing.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
Yes, I have a couple of additional comments. I feel like we have a very excellent department. We have highly trained and skilled staff, and we offer very highly qualified programs. We would like for everybody to take advantage of these. They're open for everyone, and we try to stay current with what the public wants, desires, and would benefit from. And so therefore, we are very interested in hearing from everybody, both city and county, We'd like to know how you feel. If you have any ideas, suggestions, or comments, we wish you would stop by and talk with us or to give us a call at any time. And in conclusion, I would like to thank the Happy Valley Elementary Network for inviting me here today. This has been a wonderful opportunity for me to discuss recreation with you, which I truly enjoy, and you all do a very professional job, and I hope this is something that will continue.
Thank you for coming today and for letting us visit you this week. Now to Ashton with Student of the Week.
And now for the Student of the Week. This student is modeling clothes appropriate for this weekend's weather. These clothes are provided by Happy Valley Lost and Found Department. If anyone in our audience recognizes this code and as belonging to code as their child, they may come to Happy Valley. They may come to Happy Valley School to claim it. The Student of the Week will receive a golden pin, compliments of our school, and a gift certificate from Shoney's for free meal. This student is nominated by Miss Wells, so she is a primary student. This student has developed many friendships because of a great attitude, kindness, and respect for everyone. Congratulations, Krista Michelle, George, Student of the Week. Now back to Ashley with the answer. And here's some things that may be appropriate for the rest of the week. And here's your certificate. Now to Ashley with that challenge question.
We have a tie. Two classes answered the challenge question correctly at 9:29 a.m. Miss Wells and Miss Vance answered at 9:29. These two classes both answered correctly. The answer was Hong Kong. Miss Farnham's class also answered correctly at 10:30 a.m. At 9:30 a.m., Miss Cash's class answered New York, which was a good guess, but Hong Kong is more crowded. Miss Myers also answered the question, but too late. This concludes this week's edition of HVE. Please tune in to our last edition of HVE for this year on Thursday, March 21st at 9 a.m. As we leave the air today, we will put back on the tape with the football game complete with homecoming floats. Please stay tuned to see it.
Who's got the beat?
Stop by today at either of our convenient locations on the 31E bypass or on the Happy Valley Road. South Central Bank, member FDIC.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.